There are key components and key ingredients in the recipe of a student mentality. Number one, you need to be disciplined. The future is very expensive, and only those who are carriers of discipline can inherit the future. I need you to stay motivated. I don't care if you have to listen to me 1,000 times. I need you to stay motivated. And I need to
Okay, all right. This is the introduction of the rectangular form. Just the basic concept. I'm just gonna give the concept that are very, very important under the rectangular form as well. What is going to do the application. All right, okay, all right. Let's go. Then we have a rectangular form, grade 12, okay, of complex numbers. When I talk about the rectangular form of complex numbers, is whereby we are just going to look at what is the certain equation that says that z is equals to a plus or minus bi. Okay, it's very important to take note that z is just indicate what the complex numbers. Okay, therefore z is just what indicate what the complex numbers. We call it is a re of what a plus or minus what obi. Z is just what the complex number sign. This is a complex. This indicates what the complex numbers. Okay, therefore this z. All right, therefore a is just indicate what a real part. This is a real part. This is a real numbers, a real part, and this bi is just indicate what the imaginal part. This is the imaginal part. Why is the imaginal part? It's because b is just containing what I. Okay, therefore we call it this is a combination of a real part as well what imaginary part, which is gonna be what a complex numbers. Remember the introduction that I did on the previous video when I'm just doing what the introduction of what complex numbers. I said that the complex numbers is just the combination. It's just the combination of real numbers as well as imaginary numbers. Then now this is a definition in the form of what equation grade 12. Okay, therefore how we're going to solve this one? How are we going to solve this one to get what a rectangular form of what complex numbers? It's very, very important to take note that a real part is just indicate any number, and the b is just any number, but I is just what the imaginary numbers. Then that's why we call this is what is the imaginary part. Okay, therefore z is just indicate what the complex numbers, whereby we are just talking about what the combination plus a combination of real numbers as well as imaginary number. Okay, all right, okay. Are we going to get this one? Where this a rectangular form coming from? Where is coming from? A rectangular form, where is coming from? Okay, for example, grade 12. For example, let me do the example and show you where this coming from. Okay, if for example, this is my example. If we have x squared is equals to what? Is equals to negative is equals to negative 16. Okay, we know this is a what no solution in mathematics. Okay, but in grade 12 we normally say that there is a solution here. Okay, how are we going to solve this one? How are we going to solve this one? We're going to put a square root on both sides. Then this one cancel this one. Then we left with what x, which is gonna be equals what root what negative 1 times 16. Do you remember the rule? Then remember, when you're just putting a square root, it always goes with what? Plus or minus. Okay, then after that, what you're going to do here, Mr. Good, this is x, which is gonna be equals what? Equals to plus or minus a square root of negative 1 times the square root of what? 16. Then it's x plus or minus a square root of negative 1 times what is square root of 16? It is 4. Okay, times 4. Okay, then remember this one is just the imaginary number. Remember, this root negative 1 is just always equals to what? I times 4. Then I times 4 is going to give us what? Plus or minus what? 4i. Okay, then this 4i, we normally say that this is gonna be what? X must be 0 plus or minus 4 4i. Then why 0? Because we normally say that this is can be what? Any number. The numbers which are real numbers, they are starting from what? From 0 upwards, the whole numbers. Okay, therefore it's going to be 0. Then this 0 indicates what? The real part, and also this one is just indicate what? The imaginal what? Part. Okay, therefore that means that is just what? The complex numbers, because we are just creating this sum to be what? The existing sum, but which is not in existing in mathematics. Okay, then as you see now, we have x squared, which is equals to negative 16. Then now z is just what? The real what? The complex numbers, because we have what? The imaginary number on our what? Our answer. Okay, all right. This rectangular form is just coming from this what? Equation. Okay, therefore we use what? The rectangular form. The answer is in a form of what? Rectangular form. Okay, let's go. Let's do the practice. Okay, then all right, let me add this one here. Okay, a rectangular form, we're going to get the rectangular form only if we are just going to look at what? The addition and a subtraction, as well what? A multiplication, as well what? A division. Okay, these are operation of signs in mathematics. We are just going to able to get what? A rectangular form only if you're just doing the subtraction, addition, multiplication, as well what? The division. Okay, therefore it's very important to take notes that when you're just multiplying, which rule that you're going to use, when you're just dividing, which rule that you're going to use, as well what? Adding, as well what? Subtraction. All right, therefore I'm just going to teach you how we're going to get what? This rectangular form answer when you're just doing the multiplication, division, addition, as well what? Subtraction. There is a certain rules that are very, very important to take note of them. Okay, then now we are just going to start with what? Addition first. Let's start with what? The addition. Then we're going to end with what? A multiplication, as well what? A division sign, whereby we're just going to look at what? The conjugate. Okay, I'm just going to introduce the conjugate there when you're just doing what? The sums. Okay, all right, let's go. Let's start with what? The addition. Let's start with what? The addition of what? Of rectangular forms. Okay,